The family of a Chattanooga man killed in Colombia is suing the country's government. But how does that process work?
A day in paradise turns deadly Cartagena, Colombia. A city famous for its colorful colonial streets, beautiful beaches, and lively Caribbean vibe. For decades, it's been a favorite destination for travelers looking for sun, culture, and adventure. But for 59-year-old American tourist Gregory Stewart Owens, his dream vacation turned into a nightmare. In broad daylight, on the streets of Cartagena, he was gunned down in cold blood. The shocking murder, which happened just outside the main tourist area, raised serious questions about safety, crime, and the risks foreigners face when traveling. Why was he targeted? What really happened that day in Marbella? And what can we learn from his tragic story? Today, we take you inside the final moments of Gregory Owens, the investigation that followed, and the larger issues it exposed about one of Colombia's most visited cities. Gregory Stewart Owens was a 59-year-old American from Chattanooga, Tennessee. By all accounts, he was a man who loved to travel, explore new cultures, and enjoy life. Friends and family described him as warm, adventurous, and always looking for the next great experience. On October 19, 2023, he was visiting Cartagena, likely to celebrate his birthday, which was just days away, and enjoying the sunny Caribbean coast. But what started as a relaxing trip to one of South America's top tourist spots ended in tragedy. And the way it happened shocked even locals who thought they'd seen everything. It was a sunny afternoon in Cartagena when Gregory decided to take a walk through Marbella, a residential beachfront neighborhood just outside the bustling tourist center. Marbella isn't exactly on the main tourist map. It's a quieter stretch of coastline, known more for its local vibe and high-rise condos than for sightseeing. To this day, people wonder why Gregory was there. Was he just exploring off the beaten path? Or did he have a reason to visit that particular area? What we do know is this: Gregory stood out. He was wearing a gold chain around his neck and carrying a cell phone, both things that make foreigners easy targets in a city where petty theft is all too common. As he walked, two young men approached him. In a flash, they ripped the gold chain from his neck and bolted toward their motorcycle. But Gregory didn't just let them go. Witnesses say he ran after them, determined to get his chain back. And that's when tragedy struck. One of the robbers pulled out a gun and opened fire, right there on the sidewalk in broad daylight. Gregory fell to the ground, mortally wounded, as the attackers sped away.
La persona en este momento se encuentra recibiendo la asistencia médica en un centro asistencial donde...
The scene was chaotic. Locals called for help, and Gregory was rushed to Clínica San José de Torices, a nearby hospital. But despite the efforts of medical staff, he succumbed to his injuries soon after. News of his death spread quickly, shocking both tourists and locals. Many couldn't believe it happened in Marbella, in broad daylight, to someone who hadn't even been in a dangerous part of town. His family was devastated. His daughter remembered him as a loving father and a man who didn't deserve to die like this, especially on what was supposed to be a joyful trip. His body was later repatriated to the United States, and friends and family gathered in Chattanooga to remember his life. But the investigation in Cartagena was just beginning. Local police acted with remarkable speed as news of the brazen attack spread through the community. Surveillance cameras installed throughout the upscale neighborhood of Marbella captured crucial moments that would become the backbone of the investigation. From the sudden snatching of the gold chain around Gregory's neck to the horrifying instant when the gun was drawn and he was shot in cold blood. These chilling visuals provided law enforcement with their first major break in the case.
Ciudad se instaló un plan motos, todas las motos que se están siendo verificadas, de lo cual pues ya tenemos una que al parecer estuvo...
And set the tone for what would become a high-priority manhunt. In the days and weeks that followed, investigators worked around the clock, poring over camera footage, gathering witness statements, and piecing together the sequence of events that led to the fatal incident. Their efforts paid off. Authorities were able to track down and apprehend a group of individuals believed to be directly involved in the crime. Among those arrested was the man suspected of pulling the trigger, known by the street name Chatarra, a figure already familiar to local law enforcement for his ties to organized criminal activity. Alongside him, several other suspects were taken into custody, each allegedly playing a role in orchestrating and executing the violent robbery. According to the official report, the attack was far from random. Investigators concluded that it had been carefully planned in advance. Gregory was likely under surveillance by the group for some time before they made their move. A quick and brutal robbery of someone they saw as an easy and unsuspecting foreign target. Authorities believe the group operated with chilling precision, executing their plan without hesitation. In total, at least 5 individuals were formally arrested and charged with a string of serious offenses, including aggravated homicide, armed robbery, and participation in a criminal conspiracy. While the arrests brought a temporary sense of justice and closure, they also stirred deeper concerns within the community and beyond. For many, the incident highlighted the ongoing issue of violent crime in Cartagena, especially crimes targeting tourists, and raised unsettling questions about safety, law enforcement resources, and whether justice can truly deter future violence in a place that millions visit each year with hopes of experiencing paradise. One lingering question continues to baffle investigators and those following the case closely. What exactly was Gregory doing in Marbella that day? It's a detail that seems small on the surface, but could hold critical clues about how and why the tragedy unfolded the way it did. Marbella, while not classified as a high-crime area, is notably different from Cartagena's most protected and tourist-friendly districts like the walled city or Boca Grande. It sits just outside the main zones frequented by international travelers, places that benefit from a stronger police presence, more security cameras, and tighter patrols. Some speculate that Gregory may have simply wanted to enjoy a peaceful moment by the beach. Perhaps he was out for a casual walk, taking in the sunset or getting some fresh air away from the crowds. He might not have realized that his appearance, paired with a flashy gold chain and an expensive-looking smartphone, could mark him as a vulnerable and lucrative target for local thieves. Others suggest he may have been given the wrong directions, followed a GPS route that led him through an unfamiliar area, or been misinformed by someone he trusted. There's even the unsettling possibility that he was lured there, either deliberately or by coincidence, into a part of town where danger could strike without warning. Gregory's presence in Marbella, away from the more protected parts of Cartagena, left him exposed. His lack of situational awareness, combined with the predatory instincts of those who saw an opportunity, created a deadly intersection of bad luck and bad intent. His fate serves as a harsh and sobering reminder that danger doesn't always come with warning signs or obvious red flags. Even in places that appear peaceful and safe on the surface, the threat of violence can lurk just around the corner. And when it does, the consequences can be tragic and irreversible. The death of Gregory Stewart Owens was a tragedy and a wake-up call. It highlighted the risks tourists face when they let their guard down, even in beautiful destinations like Cartagena. If you're traveling abroad, remember, avoid wearing flashy jewelry or carrying valuables. Stick to well-lit, busy areas, especially if you're alone. Be aware of your surroundings, and don't chase after thieves. Your life is worth more than any possession. And always research neighborhoods before you visit them. For Gregory's family, nothing can bring him back, but his story might help save others from the same fate. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and share to raise awareness about the dangers tourists still face in places like Cartagena. Let's honor his memory by staying safe and helping others do the same.